Be me, 24 engineer, moral backbone installed at factory. Thought I was dating Sophie, singular edition, plot twist, Sophie comes in, duplicate, with matching face and wildly different vibe. Second one, Liza, same smile, sharper edges, sarcasm, DLC. Brain, blue screen. Mouth, somehow still working. Me, you two switched, a lot. Liza, define a lot. Sophie, we never meant to hurt you. Me, you treated my relationship like a group project. Sophie winces. Liza tries a joke, immediately aborts mission. They start talking over each other. How it began as a tiny harmless swap. How it snowballed because they both liked me. How neither wanted to be the one to step back. How every "we'll fix it tomorrow" turned into next week. I look from one to the other. Same eyes, different thunder. Sophie equals quiet gravity. Liza equals loud weather. Heart, bro, jackpot. Conscience, bro, jail. Me. Doing anything with both of you is immoral. Room temperature drops 10 degrees. Liza. Wow, the I word. Sophie bites her lip, eyes glossy. Awkward silence, now in 4K. They don't beg, they just tell the truth. Sophie. I like you because you listen, you remember small things. Liza. I like you because you argue back, you don't fold. Sophie. We're not asking you to betray yourself. Liza. We're asking you not to run. Me, staring at the floor tile. Every memory rewinds with director's commentary. Which laugh was whose? Which joke belonged to who? Still can't untangle it, still care anyway. Me, you deserve better than a guy who's terrified of doing the wrong thing. Liza, half smile. Or we deserve a guy who thinks before he leaps. Sophie, soft. Can we start small? No games, no switching, just us, together, around you, as friends, for now. Conscience. Approve this pilot program. Me, friends, for now. Liza exhales. Sophie's shoulders finally drop. They leave me at my door with matching goodnights. I close the door and lean on it. Text buzzes. Unknown number, Liza. No swaps, promise. Second buzz, Sophie. Thank you for staying. Third buzz, group chat they created without asking. Pilot program, rebuild trust. Day 1. Me to me in the dark hallway. Congratulations, idiot. 2 wonderful people want you, and you chose ethics. Also me, okay, let's earn this. They show up again next day. Sophie with pastries, Liza with iced coffee. I open door like it's a job interview I didn't apply for. Me. We're doing this as friends, right? Liza. Of course, totally platonic until it's not. Sophie. Liza. Liza. What? He needs to know the terms and conditions. We sit in my kitchen, I make tea, they argue about which mug is cuter. It's the same mug. There's literally 2 identical ones. Somehow they find a way to disagree anyway. Sophie quietly thanks me for giving them a chance. Liza just grins. You'll thank us later. I'm 80% sure she means emotionally. 20% sure she doesn't. As they leave, Liza flicks my shoulder. Don't overthink it, genius. Just let things happen. Me, that's exactly how we ended up here. Sophie laughs for real this time. I close the door after them, exhale. My phone buzzes again. Group chat name changed to Trust Issues Club. Liza, see you at the mall tomorrow, dress cute. Sophie, please ignore her. Me, you two are going to get me killed. Liza, you say that like it's a threat, not a promise. Me to myself, yup, I'm absolutely doomed. We meet at the mall, Sophie in soft pastel sweater, Liza in leather jacket. I look like a confused extra from both their aesthetics. We start walking, everyone staring like I'm in a lucky guy meme. Liza waves at a random group of guys just to mess with me. Sophie apologizes to strangers for her sister's existence. I try to keep my blood pressure in check. We stop by a cafe. Liza grabs my arm. You're buying. Sophie. He doesn't owe you anything. Liza. He owes me caffeine. Me. I owe myself peace. The barista looks at us, confused. Probably wondering which one's the girlfriend. Honestly, me too. Sophie tries to feed me a croissant. Liza smirks, steals it midair. They start bickering. I sip my coffee like a hostage trying not to get noticed. A guy at the next table leans over. Bro, how'd you pull that off? I stare into my cup like it holds the answer. Ethics. Terrible, terrible ethics. They both laugh, in sync, and it's ridiculous. Sophie snorts, Liza giggles. Walking back to the car, Liza bumps my shoulder. You know, for a moral guy, you blush too easily. Me? I'm not blushing, it's just hot. Sophie. It's 16 degrees Celsius. Me. Then my conscience is overheating. They both laugh again. Liza. Next time, we're dragging you to karaoke. Sophie. He doesn't sing. Liza. Then he'll drink until he does. Me. I regret saying yes to this friendship. Sophie. You'll survive. Liza. We make sure of it. We go to a big shopping mall again. Casual Saturday. Sophie insists on window shopping. Liza insists on buying everything she touches. Me, designated bag holder. Halfway through, some guy from their college spots us, clearly crushing on one of them, or both, who knows anymore. He smirks at me and asks, You two still sharing him, or what? Me stops working. Liza nearly throws her iced latte at him. Sophie just says, We're friends, idiot. Awkward silence, enemy defeated, move on. 10 minutes later, I realize I've made a huge mistake. Too much soda, bladder on red alert. Hey, I'll be right back, I tell them. They nod, distracted, arguing over shoes. I find the nearest restroom. It's packed. Typical mall chaos. Finally grab a stall, relief achieved. Come out, wash my hands, and hear their voices outside the door. My heart. Why are they here? Liza. Men's line was faster. Shut up. Sophie. You can't just barge into, oh my God, he's here. Door opens. There they are. Both freeze, eyes wide. Me halfway drying my hands like a deer caught by the health inspector. Liza smirking. Relax, we've seen worse. Sophie. Speak for yourself. Me. You two are going to get me arrested. Guy at urinal. Dude, nice problem to have. Me. It's not what it looks like. Liza. Oh, it's exactly what it looks like. Sophie drags her out by the wrist, muttering apologies to every man in the room. 5 minutes later, I find them outside. Liza dying of laughter. Sophie red as a stop sign. You're insane, I tell her. You're welcome, she says between giggles. I might never show my face in that mall again. Then it's a date somewhere else next time, Liza grins. I try to be mad, but somehow I can't. Maybe this whole immoral friendship thing isn't so bad after all. Twins apparently think I passed some kind of loyalty test. Next challenge, meeting their parents, show up at their house. Neighborhood so nice it probably has an HOA for the air. Mom opens door, looks like older version of them with 10 times the judgment in her eyes. Dad sitting on the couch, newspaper in hand, doing that silent interrogation glare dads are born with. Sophie, Mom, Dad, this is Anon. Dad, so you're the boy. Me, depends which boy you mean, sir. Liza, snorts. Sophie elbows her like a sniper. We sit for dinner. Food is incredible. Conversation less so. Dad, you work with your hands? Me, engineer. Dad, so no. Mom, smiling way too kindly. Do you always date both our daughters at once? Me almost chokes on breadstick. Twins jump in simultaneously. It's not like that. Dad raises eyebrow like it definitely is. I consider faking a medical emergency. They explain everything. The swap, the confusion, the forgiveness arc. Mom just sighs. You girls never make it simple. Dad, you sure this one's smart enough to handle you both? Liza, he's too moral to even touch us, Dad. Dad, then maybe he is smart. Somehow, after 2 hours of emotional dodgeball, I survive. Mom even hugs me at the end. You seem like a good man. Just be patient with them. I'm trying, I say. She smiles knowingly. Oh, you'll learn. On the way home, Liza laughs. You handle Dad better than guy we've brought home. You've brought home other guys? I ask. Sophie. One. He cried. Me. Fair. They both thank me for not running away. We start hanging out more. Movie nights, small trips, study sessions. It's always the three of us. Dangerous territory. They act so normal, it's disarming. Sophie sits closer when we watch something. Liza laughs too loud at my dumb jokes. Every day is a test of willpower I didn't sign up for. One evening, they invite me over. Just dinner, classic trap, homemade pasta, wine, soft music. Their teamwork is terrifying. Liza cooking, Sophie setting table, both throwing glances like they planned this since kindergarten. Sophie, you always look so nervous. Me, that's because you two keep looking at me like I'm dessert. Liza, maybe you are. Me overheating. I stand up, grab a glass of water, try to play it cool. They exchange a look, like telepathic twin nonsense. Sophie, we've been thinking. Me internally. Oh no. Liza, maybe we could all stop pretending. Me, pretending what? Her, that you don't want both of us. You take one egg and I'll take the other. That's why there are two, so we can split them. Brain crashes. Mouth forgets how to word. That's immoral. Liza grins, leans closer. Imagine it's not two of us, just one person with twice the love. Sophie adds softly, we'd share everything anyway. It's who we are. I stammer like a broken printer. You can't just, I'm not that guy. Sophie, then what guy are you? Me, the one trying not to go to hell. Liza laughs so hard she nearly spills her wine. Sophie hides her smile behind a glass. You're adorable, she says. You're insane, I reply. Maybe both can be true, Liza shrugs. They let it go for the night. We go back to watching a movie, but every 5 minutes one of them glances at me, smirks, and my brain just loops one thought, morality not responding. They invite me over for a weekend movie marathon. Popcorn, blankets, dim lights, disaster waiting to happen. They sit on either side of me like I'm a human stress toy. Sophie keeps stealing my popcorn. Liza keeps leaning in to reach for the remote, which is conveniently always near my lap, my brain chanting, focus on the movie, focus on the movie. Movie, Bridgerton. Me, you're trying to kill me. Liza, oh, relax, it's just romance. Sophie, yeah, it's fiction. Me, so are my boundaries at this point. Halfway through, they start arguing about which of them I like more. Sophie, he laughs at my jokes. Liza, he fixes my stuff. Me, I like both of you equally. Both, liar. Moral panic rising. They keep teasing, touching my hair, shoulders. I finally snap, you two are insane. You know that, right? Liza, you didn't answer the question. Me, I'm not answering that question. They laugh. Sophie, you're impossible. Me, you're both impossible. Liza smirks. Then we're perfect for each other. Cue awkward silence, 300% tension. She leans closer. So does Sophie. For a second I think I'm gonna break my moral code, but I stand up like I just saw the Holy Spirit. Bathroom, I need bathroom. Lock the door, splash water on my face. Look in mirror, whisper. You're stronger than this. You're not a character in a fanfic. From the living room, I hear them giggling, whispering something about testing him again next week. I sigh, grab a towel, and laugh at myself. Because, honestly, I might be the only guy in history who could accidentally friendzone 2 women at once. Been a week. No chaos, no surprise double Sophie ambushes. Just texts asking how I'm doing, silly memes, pictures of cats in hats. They know my weakness. And I hate how much I miss them. One night, they drop off a bag at my door. Inside, homemade soup, artisan bread, and a note. If you're gonna starve to prove a point, please don't. Signed with 2 little hearts and a terrible doodle of what I think is me drowning in moral responsibility. I stare at the soup staring back like, bro, stop suffering. You're not in a monastery. Sitting in the park, thinking about life. Some guy sits next to me and asks, why so gloomy? I tell him my whole story because honestly, I needed to vent to someone or I was going to explode. He listens all the way through. Thought he'd say something dramatic to boost my morale. Instead, he goes, let me give you some advice. Always have honest conversations. Unsaid things just create misunderstandings. And aim for mutual understanding. Also, train your legs, your lower back, and go for runs. You'll need it. 2 women with 4 kids walk up to him. First woman, "Honey, the realtor said he'll be there soon. Time for the appointment." Second woman, more energetic, stretching. "We're buying that house with 7 bedrooms. Anything smaller will be too cramped for 6 kids. Right, Diana?" The guy stands up. "Well, I have to go." I just sit there, brain loading. "So you have—" "Yep." He winks and walks away with them. My phone buzzes. "Sophie, we'll stop bothering you if you want, but we're here. Always. Liza. Also, if you die of stubbornness, we will be very mad." I sigh so dramatically I almost pass out from the force. Next evening, they're at the park feeding ducks. I show up. They look at me like I'm the final season of their favorite show. I sit next to them. Me. "Okay, I've thought a lot. And I still think this was insane." Them nodding slowly, bracing for rejection. Me. "But I also think you two are ridiculous and kind and loyal, and you made a mistake because you cared." They freeze like NPCs when you unplug the console. Me. "You didn't lie to hurt me. You lied because you both wanted to be part of something special." They both exhale like balloons losing air. Sophie. "We shouldn't have tricked you." Liza. "We thought you'd run if we told you from the start." Me. "I mean, fair. I ran anyway." They laugh, nervous but hopeful. I point at them. Me. "Ground rules?" Them, rapid nodding. Me. "No switching without telling me." They nod harder. They look like bobbleheads. Me. "We go slow." They nod like I just invented nodding. Me. "And if this ever stops being healthy, we talk. No secrets." They look at each other, then at me, eyes glassy like they're buffering tears. Sophie voice, tiny. "Does that mean we're trying?" Me. "Yeah, we're trying." Liza. "So you're ours now?" Me. "Let's not phrase it like I'm a golden retriever, please." They giggle. I stand. They stand. They move to hug me, but pause, asking with their eyes. I open my arms. They crash into me like I'm gravity and they just remembered physics exists. I mutter, "Anyone watching would think I'm the luckiest or dumbest guy alive." Sophie. "Why choose? You can be both." Liza, muffled against my chest. "Best of both worlds." I roll my eyes. Me, "You two are gonna be the end of me." Them in perfect harmony. Worth it. Finally gave in, now stuck explaining to friends, to my boss, to my mom, that I am not in a cult, just in a relationship squared. Wake up after that night, walk into living room. They're on the couch. Blankets, sweatshirts, hair messy, look like they haven't slept, eyes puffy. Oh no, the sad twin bundle is activated. Sophie. "Morning." Liza. "We made pancakes." I look at the table, stacked tall enough to qualify as a landmark. Syrup, berries, whipped cream, coffee. Exactly how I like it. I swear these women treat me like a husband I haven't earned being. Me. "You didn't have to." Both. Glare. Okay, I shut up. Sit, eat, heart melts. Finally I break. Me. "Why? Why keep trying? This is unconventional, hard. You could date literally anyone." Liza smiles, small and real. Sophie pokes at her pancake. Sophie. "Because you don't look at us like we're weird. You look at us like we're people." Liza. "Everyone else just sees the twins thing. You saw us?" Time skip, months later. It's weird. We argue about schedules, space, communication. We talk a lot. I take them on dates, individually and together. They take turns teasing me and taking care of me, and occasionally bullying me lovingly, because I am, in fact, stupid sometimes. One night we are lying together watching a movie. Sophie asleep on my chest, Liza curled into my side. They're both breathing softly, and I think, this isn't immoral. This isn't wrong. This is love that took the scenic route. Do we still confuse everyone around us? Yes. Do people whisper? Yes. Do I care? Nah. Because I got 2 amazing women, and somehow didn't ruin it with my crusader-level morality.